I came across this article, which was 5 money lessons that they should teach in high school. This is according to Rachel Cruz from The Ramsey Show. So I want to run down this list and give my personal thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, go ahead and like and subscribe, please. Thank you so much for the support. All right, so the first one, let's see here, is how to budget. So Rachel Cruz highlights the importance of knowing how to track your expenses. Personally, you know what? I agree with that. I think even parents should bring children into the conversation when it comes to budgeting, the household bills, for example. A lot of people don't know how money works, and the basics to that is budgeting. So if we start learning at an earlier date how to budget, not only can we be more financially successful, but we can at the same time become more literate when it comes to voting. So, for example, you have states like California where they're in a budget deficit. Now you have Doge that's bringing up a lot of questions where we're asking where a lot of our money is going and showing where a lot of our money is going. Um, the other thing I like about, the basic that they should teach in high school about how to budget is it starts, see, so in high school, you can start getting your driver's license. You can start uh, working, right? So it will get the young individual to start thinking about how long it takes to earn certain things, right? So if they want to go buy a PlayStation, um, instead of thinking it's $500, they're gonna think, I had to put in 60 hours at work to be able to afford this, um, and eventually grow up to the entrepreneur thinking of time being money, which is also an American proverb. All right, for those who just tuned in, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. So, how to budget, they should definitely teach that in high school. I know California passed a law recently where they are going to start teaching personal finance in high school, which is really surprising. California out of all states. But I think that's a huge positive move forward. Number two from this article from Rachel Cruz is she describes to stay away from all debt. So, without breaking into what she said, I actually want to go ahead and separate good debt and bad debt, right? So, a lot of wealthy people use good debt, meaning they finance a business, they finance a mortgage uh, to make their money work for them, right? So, a lot of the reasons why the wealthy don't pay taxes is because they borrow money, right? Because they don't have an income, right? So, you like, for example, Elon Musk doesn't pay himself an income, or maybe he does like 70 grand or whatever. But some of these CEOs, they don't have an income, right? Their money or the way they live is they borrow money against their assets, whether that asset is real estate or whether it's the stock market or whether they're the shares they own in Tesla, for example. So if we can start differentiating good debt versus bad debt, um, we could be much more successful as a society. So the other important thing about that is that in this world, you're a number, and that number is your credit score. I remember a former boss telling me that, and it stuck with me ever since. So you want to buy a mortgage? I mean, if you want to buy real estate, you're going to need credit at least to start off with, especially in today where the median property in California for a starter home is over $1 million. So staying away from bad debt versus just staying away from debt altogether. I know the Ramsey Show preaches about staying away from debt. I just want to focus and be like, hey, let's just differentiate or teach the difference between good debt and bad debt. Okay, so the good debt being able to finance for business, finance for a mortgage, finance for anything that's an asset that appreciates, or anything that would eventually cash flow, versus debt, for example, like a car, right? The car will depreciate in value. And if you're not using it for, say, deliveries, then it's not making you cash flow. So it'd be great to understand that and specifically focus on how student loans work because student loans is one of those few credit products where you can make payments and the balance will still increase, even if you're making payments aggressively. So that's what Rachel Cruz mentioned in part number two. But I do want to encourage or at least take it a step further and be like, hey, why don't we teach what good debt is and what bad debt is? Okay. Generosity. So I know that's big on the Dave Ramsey brand. That's also the Christian thing to do, right? Tithing 10%. Personally, there was a moment where I was tithing, and I can be honest with you, I definitely saw it multiply. So don't think about tithing as you're giving to someone, right? I mean, obviously you're giving God's first 10% cut according to the first according to the Old Testament, right? So think about it, or at least what I heard an entrepreneur say is think about it that you're giving back to your future self, and by that I mean I have seen myself personally, many other people I know confirm that when they gave, they were able to get back 10x in other ways, and I do believe in the power of God like that. I know right now it's tough out there to be generous. A lot of people, most of America is living paycheck to paycheck, right? We're coming off the highest inflation in our lifetime, especially for millennials and Gen Z. So I know that part is hard. And personally, I had to stop giving as well. But it is something that I personally want to continue doing because Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I'm very happy and thankful for everything He has blessed me with. Okay, as long as I have a roof, water, air in my lungs, He's blessed me enough for me to go ahead and conquer the world. Um, so if you just tuned in, please don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to number three here. So number three that Rachel Cruz says they should teach in school is how to file taxes. This one's great. um, Tax season, at least for me, it's not a fun time. If we teach people how to file taxes, we can encourage more entrepreneurship, right? Like a small business. Someone goes, "Hey, I'll do the taxes for you. Just give me $100." You get that scored away in like 30 minutes or an hour tops. But it's very important for people to understand how money works, especially the young people, because they end up voting, and a lot of times, these things don't make sense, right? Like free things aren't free; someone's paying for it. And when you start learning budgeting, when you start learning file taxes, these questions can start coming up. The other one that Rachel Cruz says that they should teach in high school is investing in simple terms. Without going further into it, I definitely encourage this one. And I think even if your high school's not teaching it, parents maybe should teach each other children, where it's very, very basic. Hey, this is an ETF, VOO. You get to own these 500 companies. There's another ETF, QQQ. You get to own these 500 companies. SCHD, this one pays dividends, and then explain what dividends is and the power of compound interest. Okay, especially if you start them young, right? Like if people are investing one, two, $300 a month, you know, but between 16 and 28 or 16 and 30 or 20 and 30, they really don't need to invest after that because of the power of that compound interest. So Rachel Cruz nailed it on that one, investing in simple terms. The good thing as well is knowing the difference between a Roth IRA and a 401k, because when these people enter the job market, this is something that they want to look out for as far as benefits from their employer, but at the same time know how to sign up and know what the account does. So many people get employed and they don't even know how to select where their money is going to be allocated in a 401k or how a match works, right? So personally, I use a lot of I use 401ks to help me buy real estate. The reason for that is because I'm a really bad saver. I'm a really good spender. I love making money so I can spend it. I think it's meant to be spent. Okay. And if I want to go, buy real estate, right? Saving isn't the best option for me personally. Again, personal finance is personal. This is just my take on it. So if I invest in a 401k and my employer matches me, I'm saving up twice as much, and I could always pull from a 401k to place a down payment on a primary residence. Okay. So just something to think about. But investing in simple terms, I think that's great that Rachel Cruz mentions that. Was that the fifth one? Let's see. Budgeting, debt, giving, how to file taxes, yeah, and investing in simple terms. I think those are a great start. If you're a parent and you're watching this, again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Add your child to your credit card so they can start building credit. A lot of times, some banks let you add them as long as they're 14 years old or above. So by the time they're 18, they have a credit score in the 700s or 800s, and you're really setting them up for success that way. Okay. Winners, that's it for today's live stream. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much and stay winning.